chasing Aki with the blue futon and out of the walls. Or out of the box. Okay, I lied, guys. So I didn't purposely do the number generator because a movie was coming out this weekend, and I thought I have to catch up on this movie. And you know it, it's Suicide Squad. So with this, I watched the extended cut of Suicide Squad, which is a bummer. Like I said with Dr. Sleep, they need to start putting the extended cuts on the 4K disc because I had to watch it on Blu-ray, so I didn't get all the super duper quality. But let's review Suicide Squad, the extended cut. Alright, bring this back because just who is in Suicide Squad? Well, we have Will Smith, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Joe Kinnaman, Viola Davis, and many others, directed by David Ayer, who did Sabotage, End of Watch. I think he wrote Training Day, so he's very nitty-gritty into that style. But what's Suicide Squad about? A bunch of people in prison, aka Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and others. They have a tracker in their neck, and now they have to save the world from a witch. And are they saving the witch? Are they saving Viola Davis's character, who is also stuck somewhere in the city? So what I like about this movie, so with David Ayer movies, he's very gritty, to the ground, try to be as realistic as possible, even though this one is kind of hard to be realistic with the movie, but a lot of the set pieces, not a lot of CGI, so he would put the real subway, stuff in there. And this is an Oscar award-winning movie for special effects, or sorry, not special effects, makeup. That's gonna be a plus and minus for this movie. But the actors are okay in this movie. Like, everyone's like, oh, Margot Robbie stole the show. To me, she was okay. Like, everyone was okay in this movie. I didn't grasp, like, oh, that's the person you should watch. I just didn't get it even with the extended cut. But this movie overall is a mess. It is edited weird. The choices of CGI is weird. The choices of the bad guys is weird. The choices of what they decided to do with this movie just doesn't feel right. Like, there's too much exposition in the beginning of, like, this is Deadshot, this is his backstory, this is Margot Robbie, this is her backstory with the Joker. And Jared Leto, he does a good Joker, in my opinion. It's not as bad as what people say. And maybe the extended cut, I don't remember the theatrical cut as much, but Jared Leto wasn't in this movie a good amount of times. But there's a lot of backstory of, like I said, Deadshot, Margot Robbie, the witch character, Joe Killerman's character. But then they kind of throw everyone else in the background like Boomerang. They just throw him in there. He's a diamond thief, and they just show him like that. And it's like, okay, a lot of exposition. There's a lot of exposition in the first 30 minutes. Then you finally get to the city, and the bad guy, the villain, is so bad. Like, the witch/brother character is so... It's a superhero movie, but the believability factor is like... I hated the CGI. Okay, let's put it that way. Also, CGI with her, it looked like it was just her face, and her whole body was CGI. The CGI machine in the tower or like the subway station looks so bad in my opinion. The CGI trash floating around just looked bad. Diablo's character, I mean, that turned really weird. And I don't know a lot about that character. What happened at the very end, I was like, oh, okay, this is happening. But this movie is a mess. It's not good. I did call my mom like, oh, I'm rewatching Suicide Squad. She's like, yeah, that movie sucked. Like, she did not like the movie. She said the movie was so bad, she had to keep watching because she could not take her eyes off the screen on how bad the movie was. So I should say something about my mom. But I had to watch this because Birds of Prey is coming out. It's a Harley Quinn movie. The Joker's dead apparently, but how Suicide Squad ends, it doesn't look like the Joker's dead to her. So we'll see how Birds of Prey actually opens up. Yeah, I mean, the directing was fine in this movie. I understand how he did the nitty-gritty to the groundwork. It's not as nitty-gritty as Sabotage, End of Watch, stuff like that, because this is a superhero movie. But as a whole, it is not a good movie. The character development is just random. Like, they just forget about characters like the cop character that kept, like, hurting the prisoners, Deadshot, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, the scene's like, oh, Joker's gonna come after you now, haha. And then the cop's like, what does that mean, Harley? What does that mean? And it kind of just stops. Like, you don't see Joker going after that guy at all, or the police officer in the Louisiana swamp. Even at the very end, when the Joker did something, it's not spoilers anymore, when Joker tries to save Harley Quinn, there could have been like a 5-minute thing of what he does to that cop at that moment in time, but they don't even show it. So a lot of loose ends. It's just not a good movie. Positives overall, though, it's nitty-gritty. And the character designs of when the brother and sister morphs them into what they are. What? That is some bad character designs of the bubbly face. And if that looks like mostly CGI, but if that's makeup, it's pretty impressive, like with the croc and everything like that, and with Harley Quinn. But yeah, the character designs for the bad guys just didn't cut it for me at all. But yeah, Suicide Squad, it's a mess. It's enjoyable to its extent of what they were trying to do, of everything, but overall, yeah. Shut up, phone. So the Suicide Squad will receive a 1.5 out of 5 blue futons, which equals that 30%. So let's see the critics' news scores gave Suicide Squad. So you have critics 27% with 369, and the audience score of 59% with 145,245. And here's critic consensus. Suicide Squad boasts a talented cast and a little more humor than previous DCEU efforts, but they aren't enough to say the disappointing end result from the muddled plot, thinly written characters, and choppy directing. I'm going to have to agree with that. Like I said, the ending was weird. Even though I like David Ayer and he tried to be gritty, it just didn't feel right. The movie just didn't feel complete. And I heard they only had 6 weeks to really do this movie. That's true. I mean, good for you doing it in 6 weeks, like the actual filming, but it just didn't feel right. And unlike Birds of Prey, I heard they had to do reshoots because the action scenes were pretty abysmal of how it was cutted in. Just wasn't real action scenes. We'll see. Like I said, the action scenes in this movie were good when they actually showed up, but when it got to the CGI machine thing, it was just a mess. But anyway, do you agree with the 30%, the 27, the 59? Again, this is the extended cut. That's not the review in the extended cut. Treat the Blue Futon, comment, subscribe. One of the things, Booftopia, you Booftonians, thanks for watching and have a great day. And just FYI, the extended cut is 134 minutes, and the theatrical version is 123 minutes. So there are 11 minutes added to this movie. But hey, let's go watch Birds of Prey now.